Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 25th. This week you start with this card. It says no place like home. You also have this chaos and conflict card. And so some of you might be spending more time at home or maybe you want to spend more time at home, which I think could be a good thing. I think also you are ending a conflict that you've been experiencing for a while. So I don't actually feel like chaos and conflict here. I feel like you're ending something that has been causing conflict in your life. I feel like this is something you've been dealing with for a while as well. It could even be something that you've been feeling conflicted about. And the reason I say that actually is because you have the Queen of Swords to the King of Cups here. And I'm not saying that this is a person, but you know, the funny thing is like what immediately popped into my head when I put down that King of Cups is this lady here, she has her hand up and she has her sword up as well, but she's willing to receive an offer with that King of Swords, or sorry, the Queen of Swords energy. You know, that hand up, or her hand out, I should say, kind of represents the fact that she's willing to receive. And sometimes I think that if we don't have answers on something that, if we don't get an answer, we are creating conflict. So, the story that popped into my head with those two cards is that it's almost like maybe you have been interested in someone, and I'm not saying that that's what this is. I'm just giving you an example. It's almost as if you have been interested in a person, and you've just been thinking about it. You haven't been making the offer. And, I think the thing that will remove you from the conflict is making the offer or asking or talking to a person or whatever. But the weird thing is, I don't think this is a person. So again, this might just be something that you've been thinking about and you're finally taking action, which is the thing that's going to remove the chaos and the conflict. Again, when we just ruminate about something, we are in conflict because we're just going round and round and round in our head thinking about what if, right? We're just fantasizing at that point. I call it mental masturbation. It's easy to get stuck in mental masturbation mode where you just think about something all day long and you never take action. And so that's the energy I get here. It's like instead of just thinking about something, I think you're actually making the moves to make it happen, and that's going to set you free with those two cards. You have the Seven of Pentacles, same thing. Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at everything that he's already grown in his life, and he is thinking, should he keep growing these Seven Pentacles, or is there something better that he should grow? And so I think a lot of you are just ready for a change, or you're ready to go grow something new in your life, and it could be any area of your life that you are growing something new in. You have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups says you're spoiled by choice. I actually feel that if you do make a move on something here, whatever it is, again, for a lot of you, I feel this is something you've been thinking about, like taking action on a dream or something that you want to work on. And it's like once you do it, I feel like you are going to be a little bit surprised by the options that it brings you in your life with the Seven of Cups. Because again, the Seven of Cups can represent having a lot of options. And so I think that sometimes when we do work on a project or we do start a new, business or whatever, it does create a lot of options. And that seems to be what's going on here. I think you are creating options in your life, which is great. When you have options, then it definitely makes life a lot easier. So let's see here what's going on in this first row. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. So I think a lot of you could be moving forward to calmer shores. So you're just creating improvements. And again, it kind of makes sense that you're finally getting an answer. Maybe that's a better way to put it with that Queen of Swords. I really feel the chaos and conflict thing is just overthinking energy. I think it's just you thinking of all the like what ifs this happens, what ifs that happens, if I take action on this business or if I ask that person out or whatever. So instead of just ruminating, I think you're finally getting answers, right? With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing. I really like readings that have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups together in the reading because, the Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. The Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. Now, I always say the Ten of Pentacles doesn't mean that you're going to get everything you want and desire. It is, the Ten of Pentacles, to me, is a process card. It is something that we go through the process forever. So, Ten of Pentacles isn't like you're going to get this tomorrow, but, it's a good card. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Hermit, which is you showing up in a strong position. I think this is saying that ultimately you are the one that is going to create change with that Seven of Pentacles. The Hermit he has gone through a dark night of the soul. He has found his inner light, and now it's time for him to shine his inner light. And I do feel he is encouraging you to kind of take action, like I said. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you at this time, you have this discus fish. It says society, vibrancy, and co-parenting. You have this emu. It says curiosity, strategy, and endurance. We are in a time of strategy, and so I think anything that you work on, having a good plan is going to make you much more successful. I think for a lot of you that you need to stand out at this time as well. I think that it's really interesting that we have the Hermit and the Fool. They're both kind of standing at the top of a mountain. You know, the Hermit is standing on the edge of a cliff. The Hermit is standing at the top of a mountain. The Hermit is in darkness. The Fool is in the light. So I feel for a lot of you, this is kind of saying that you know, this card says vibrancy on it, and it is like you are stepping into the light. It's like maybe you're doing things that get you noticed more, or you're willing to stand out more. You have the King of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Fool. The King of Cups is about your emotions. He is sitting in the deep ocean, and it represents the fact that he has explored his emotions to a very deep level, and now he's able to operate in the world because he understands emotionally where he is coming from, and he also doesn't get too excited about the choppy waters that are around him. And so this is a great card because it says no matter what is going on around you, you are in control of your emotions like he is, which is good. This also could be love for sure. We have the King of Cups down to the Emperor to the Ten of Cups, and then we go over even to the Ace of Cups as well. So if you are looking for love, it could be any sign. You know, it's showing up as a water sign, but you have the Emperor and the Strength card, which could be a fire sign, and you always get fire with me. So if you want love, this could be any of those signs. The King of Cups is also my card of the home, and you have that card that says no place like home. You have the Five of Swords, definitely some sort of risk. Again, I think for you to get out of this round around energy, we go this way, and it's like the Queen of Swords has to take the risk for a new beginning with that Ace of Wands. So I think for a lot of you, the Five of Swords is just encouraging you to step out of a comfort zone and take some sort of risk in your life. For others, I kind of feel that maybe you have been dealing with some battles over the past few years, and I feel like the Five of Swords is saying you have learned how to win. You know, this guy at the front of the card, well, I'll put it this way, Virgo. There is a theory that these three guys are all the same person, even though they have different color hair. So one way to read the Five of Swords is that those are the same guy, but he has just learned how to battle. Like in the first stage, he is walking away. He's like crying over here, and so he's upset that he lost the battle. In the next stage, he has learned how to walk away from battles, and then in the final stage, he has learned how to conquer his battles. And I kind of feel that for you, Virgo, where it's like you have learned how to, conquer your battles. You have the Fool, and the Fool is about taking a leap of faith in a new direction. And both ways that we go here, it's like a new beginning in love, new beginning in love. So some of you could be taking a risk or a leap of faith in a connection, or you could be taking a leap of faith to have some sort of connection. If you don't want love, and even if you do, I think that you could be taking a leap of faith towards your heart as well. You know, the Ace of Cups is your heart, the Ten of Cups is your happiness, and so both are very similar in that sense, and I think a lot of you could be taking risks to do things that you love in life. With the King of Cups, you have the Ten of Wands. Some of you could be attracting a very busy person. I don't really know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, you do go down to the Ten of Cups, so probably a good thing. What I'm stumbling over my words here with, Virgo, is that whenever I see a person like this, like King of Cups, Emperor, Ten of Wands, very busy person, is like they're not going to change. So, I'll just get that out there right now. Like if you think, especially if you have your eye on a person that you know is busy, then what I would say is, like, if you're expecting that to change in the future, probably not. And you should probably know that up front. I would say usually people who show up as emperors are very forward, so they will probably tell you that they're not going to change, and I would believe them. I think we get in trouble in relationships when we think a person is going to change, because for the most part, people don't change. With the Five of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. We have it twice here. And so I think some of you are making a change in work as well, which has come up for you over your past few readings, Virgo, that you could be making changes in work or business. And I think this will be very successful for you, whatever you're thinking about doing. It's like the Five of Swords tells me this is something you've probably been thinking about changing for a long time. And, again, with the Ten of Pentacles, this could be a long-term upgrade. Ten of Pentacles is something that you work on for a long time. So in work or business, this could say you're making changes that you will be working on for a long time, which is a good thing because the Ten of Pentacles is all about longevity, like doing things that are built to last. And I think in work or business, that's what you could be doing. With the Fool, you have the Five of Pentacles. Probably just a fear because we have 2 sevens. 2 sevens represents internal fears that don't exist. And so I think that some of you could be fearing that if you take a leap of faith towards a new person that you're going to be left out in the cold. But, again, I would get out of your head here. Next, in the area of what's messages from your future self, it says, do not let the past hold you back. Yes, especially right now. Every planet and its mother is going retrograde at the end of the year here, which could bring up thoughts of the past or issues of the past. And I don't think we shouldn't not think about them. I think we should think about them during the retrogrades. We should process it and then kick its ass out the door, right? So I don't think we should hide from our feelings or not live in the past or all that other BS. I think we should. The problem is when we ruminate, which I was talking about with that chaos and conflict card. If you take something in and you say, oh, I'm thinking about that person. They had weird feet. I didn't like them in the first place. Why am I worried about this? And you kick its ass out the door, then you'll be fine. You have this card, Mutable Moon. It says nothing is yet set in stone. Yes. Yeah, the Strength card is about setting something in stone, and that's the first card you have here. So the Strength card is a day in, day out process, right? So, to set something in stone, we have to Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is, about building everything you want and desire in your life, but you have to create longevity with the Ten of Pentacles. So this could represent having some sort of daily routine in your business to make it legitimate. Sometimes I look at energy like this, Ten of Pentacles, Strength, nothing is yet set in stone, as needing to legitimize something in the 3D. So to do that, I have found, and I could be wrong, so I'm just some guy on the internet, don't listen to me, right? But what I have found is that when I develop a routine around something, like a daily routine, that's when it becomes like more legitimate in the 3D. Like I always say, I'm like, part of me is convinced that I used to do my readings like whenever the hell I wanted, right? But I started doing them when I wake up in the morning pretty quickly. Like I drink my 10 gallons of coffee here, right? And then I get started with my readings, and I always do 4 no matter what. That is my routine. Like once I did that, my channel took off. There were a couple other things I did too, but for the most part, I'm convinced that like setting it in stone and saying like, this is what I'm going to do to make this a success. I literally said it to the universe. That's what made it successful. And again, the Strength card is day in, day out. She has to tame this lion, which is her inner voice, every single day. So I think for a lot of you, and again, it doesn't have to be anything complicated. It's like it takes me pretty much an hour and a half, right, to do all 4 readings, and which really, really, when you think about it, not a lot of work, right? So you don't have to make this something that's difficult. I think you just have to make it something that's consistent, right? And that's what I would do. With the Emperor, you have the Emperor here. I kind of feel like this could be a person, like I said. We go down to the 10 of Cups. I don't think this person is going to change, but I don't know. I kind of feel like you find it attractive as well. It's like maybe you're used to dating people who just like, bend over and change for you so quickly, and it's almost like they don't have a backbone. It kind of is popping into my head that this person maybe has a little bit more of a backbone. So I don't know, whatever. You have the Ace of Wands, very passionate new beginning. Again, if you want love, or, the other thing is if you have love, again, this is very good for those of you that already are in a connection. But again, there could be like a lot more passion coming into the connection. There could be like children as well if you want children because you have the 10 of Cups. But the Ace of Wands is also like out with the old, in with the new. And I feel for a lot of you, you have 2 aces here, and there's definitely like a change that's coming in for you, but it could be like a very inspired change. And definitely with Pluto and Aquarius today, right now, on November 19th, I would say that it's a great time for innovative ideas, new plans, things like that. You have 3 aces now. With the Strength card, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a laser-like focus. That's the other thing. Like, dedicated focus. When I'm doing this, my phone's off, even though it goes off sometimes for some weird freaking reason. But I'm very focused on what I'm doing. I'm not thinking about anything else. So laser-like focus is also going to be important for your work. With the Emperor, you have the 3 of Cups. Three Cups is some sort of celebration. I feel like this could be some sort of reunion as well. I'm not saying this is an ex coming back, but I definitely feel that for some of you, this is a person that you know, or a person that you have dealt with that could be coming back into your life. So again, for those of you looking for love, it might be a person you already know, which would be good. If you don't want love, and even if you do, again, the Emperor with the Three Cups could be you taking the lead in a group. So if you have a business that involves like a group, or if you have a group, you could be really taking the lead here. With the Ace of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is long-term wealth. Again, it is very similar to the Ten of Pentacles in the sense that it represents long-term security, long-term wealth, long-term growth. And a lot of you, it seems to me, are more focused on building longevity in your life. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Water Spirit and this Stars and Timing card. A lot of you, your emotions are going to be guiding you at this time. And especially with that King of Cups, I would be trusting your emotions that you have explored, And I also, like I was saying about, exploring your emotions, I literally was saying that, I don't think the, whatever this card was, it said, don't let the past hold you back. Again, I don't think it's about not living in the past. And I'm not saying you are living in the past, but I think it's perfectly acceptable to think about something from the past as long as you process it. And, that's what I would do here. You have the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. The Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So I feel like there could be a lot of happiness, of course, coming in for you with the Ace of Cups. Definitely could be a love offer for those of you that want it. If you already have it, it's also very good for those of you in a connection. But really, the Ace of Cups is about doing things that cause you to overflow, kind of like doing activities that cause more, where you get into the flow, those things where you lose track of time. And all year, basically, people have been getting this message of needing to create more of that space where you get out of your head, where you're not really thinking about time and you lose track of time. I think people need to do more of those activities right now for whatever reason. Part of me thinks, I know, when I get into that flow state where I'm just not, thinking about stuff, that's usually where I get my answers, where the answers to my problems, or not even problems, things can be going well, and I can, during those moments, I get those ideas that make them even better. So I think a lot of people need to kind of practice getting into flow state, and again, you can do this by doing, hobbies, having fun, spending time with your family, whatever it is, You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands card of conviction. It says when you know that something is going to be successful, it will be successful. So the Seven of Wands is about getting into that space of success and, getting into that place where you have convinced your brain that something will be successful. And when you do that, you will be successful. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, or, good things happening after a difficult period of time. So it can definitely represent blessings coming in for you after a difficult period of time, or success coming in for you after a difficult period of time. It can also represent focusing on happiness. These people are choosing to be happy. They're focusing on those 10 cups that are above their heads there. And, again, they're choosing happiness. So a lot of you could be choosing happiness more. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands expansion. And again, Three of Wands normally says, what are you waiting for? Because he's kind of just standing here at the top of this hill and he's not getting out onto those boats and going on an adventure. But in the good stuff, the Three of Wands would kind of represent your ships coming in. And it outside of the good stuff, it would represent your ships coming in. But, that's kind of the feeling I get on the Three of Wands. I feel like something is coming in for you that you've been waiting for. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Here we go. King and Queen of Pentacles, divine counterparts. Probably two of my favorite divine counterparts. And what makes it even better, honestly, is the Ten of Pentacles. Because, again, these two together, they really want to build something that has longevity. And then here you go, Ten of Pentacles. Like finding a person where you can build longevity with a person. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Yes, I was trying to make this not a love reading, but it definitely is. So for those of you that want love, there definitely could be a very strong connection coming in for you. And if you don't want love, again, the Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. And even if you do want love, I would still practice, tapping into your higher self with that Two of Cups energy. You have this Wishbone card. It says, a wish granted. Love it. So definitely could be some sort of wish for you, Virgo. You have this August card and this Needle and Thread card. It says, a sincere wish granted. Two wish cards right next to each other. So definitely could be some sort of wish coming in for you. You have this axe. It says forces working against you. I would be careful of feeling this way. You and Pisces, I don't know. It's like you and Pisces have this thing where you think people are doing things behind your back. It might be true. It might not be true, but who the hell cares, right? It's kind of like when you're driving down the road. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been driving in a car with a person that's always worried about the person behind them. And it's like, it doesn't matter because if the person behind you hits you, it's their fault. So they get in trouble. And so like, don't even worry about it, right? And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying. It's like, who cares what people are doing? The reason this is probably a problem right now is because of Mars going retrograde at the end of the year. Mars retrograde is notorious for like gossip, backstabbing, things like that. But again, I just wouldn't even worry about it. Just focus on what's ahead of you and in front of you, right? You have this hills card that says obstacles to overcome. They're hills, they're not mountains, so don't make a big deal out of those hills. You have the sun. It says happiness and well-being. The whole entire reading we have a bunch of happiness cards here, so definitely a lot of happiness. But this looks really good here, Virgo. I like where it's going. So thank you for being here. There's only one thing I would focus on if I were you in this reading, and that's that strength card. Making something legitimate. Like I gave you a bunch of examples, and that's what I would do. But this looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.